Welcome to all of our guests. This is the July 17, 2018 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Longview. This meeting is now called to order. Commissioners Rice and Jenkins will lead us in the invocation and the pledge.
Pray with me. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the City of Longview. Bless our meeting tonight. Let us have wisdom in preparing our city for its growth. Let us make wise decisions. Bless us all. Keep us safe as we come back to our houses. Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. If there are no corrections, the chair will entertain a motion for approval of the minutes. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. The motion carries. Thank you. We do not have a consent agenda this evening, so we'll go straight to the regular agenda. The purpose of this meeting is to hear all pertinent testimony of those in support of and in opposition to the applications before the board. Tonight is the first of two public hearings required to approve a change in zoning. The board also considers plats. The procedure for public hearing items to be followed tonight will be: the public hearing will be opened and testimony will be heard by the applicant, then the staff, and then the general public. If you're part of a large group with a common interest, we ask that you appoint a spokesperson rather than have each individual restate the same information. When you address the board, please begin by stating your name and address and try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. When all sides have spoken, the public hearing on the matter will be closed and no further public discussion will be entertained. After each public hearing is closed, the board will vote on the request. Zoning requests and the Planning and Zoning Commission's recommendations will go forward to the second public hearing, which will be conducted by the City Council on August 9, 2018. We will move to regular agenda item A. I'll call on
Thank you.
Angela, please.
A public hearing will be held to consider application Z18-06 filed by Long Tex Casa Flora to rezone lots 2 through 5, block 1109, Evans Hill Estate subdivision from single family to office, located at the on the south side of Magnolia Lane and east of McCann Road.
If the applicant is present, would you please come forward?
I am Jim Hugman, and I am representing Long Tex Casa Flor, Inc. And Miss Vicki Slover, the owner, is also here. I think she has a card in. And Miss Slover called, and she wanted to make improvements to her existing building. And to do that, and to get right with the city, we need to get the property rezoned. For the improvements that she wanted to make, we need to get it rezoned, and so that's why we have made this application. It's an existing building that's in business, that's been there for quite a while, and but with the adoption of zoning, we need to do this.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions of the applicant? Thank you, Jim. Staff?
Thank you. As the applicant had stated, the request is to rezone 4 lots. 1 lot is occupied by a single-family home, and then the remaining 3 lots are utilized by Casa Flora, which is a florist. All 4 lots are owned by the same property owner. As Mr. Hugman stated before, the business has been in operation for some time and is considered legal non-conforming. However, the applicant would like to make updates, additions, so this is a time to come into compliance with zoning. As you see on this map, the property is zoned SF2 and will need to be, and the request is to zone to office, which does comply with our future land use map seen here. Staff does recommend approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions? Hearing none, we will move to the general public. Those in support, would you please come to the microphone? We do have a memo from Joe Knox, who lives on Magnolia Lane, just for matter of record. I wanted to state that. He is in support of the project. Is there anyone else? Hearing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in opposition of this agenda item? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed, and the chair will entertain or call for a motion.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a second, a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item B.
Thank you. A public hearing will be held to consider application S1804 filed by Longtex Casa Flora to request a specific use permit to allow for a floral shop in office zoning district for lots 2 through 5, block 1109, Evans Hill Estates subdivision located on the south side of Magnolia Lane and east of McCann Road.
Thank you. Would the applicant come forward one more time? Just tell us a little bit more about your project.
I have been advised by the city that a specific use permit is required for a floral shop in an office zoning. And so we are making that application to be allowed to do that.
Thank you. Any questions of the applicant? Hearing none. Staff?
Thank you. The applicant is requesting an SUP for a florist in office zoning district. A specific use permit is required to ensure no negative impact on surrounding properties. As stated before, this business has been located on this property for many years, and it appears that there has not been any negative impact on the adjacent residential properties. Staff does recommend approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions of staff? Hearing none, we'll open it to the public hearing. Those in support that would like to speak at this time, please come to the microphone. And anyone in opposition likewise. Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. We'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have several motions and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Agenda items A and B passed. We'll move to agenda item C.
Thank you. A public hearing will be held to consider application PD 1807 filed by Diagnostic Clinic of Longview requesting to amend PD 15-15 and PD 17-01 to revise the site plan to allow for 2 MRI and CAT scan imaging systems trailers to be located in the parking lot behind Excel ER located on the south side of East Loop 281 and the north side of Skyline Drive, lots 3 and 4, block 1 of Capitol Plaza Center subdivision.
Any questions of staff? Okay, hearing none, would the applicant please come to the microphone?
Good evening. My name is David Schweitzer. I live at, the business address is 1920 Georgetown Road, Hudson, Ohio. I represent the company that proposes to deliver and operate the mobile MRI and CAT scan system on the property.
All right, thank you, Mr. Schweitzer. Any questions of the applicant? Okay. Staff?
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to amend the PD in order to allow for 2 MRI and CAT scan imaging systems trailers to be moved in to the parking lot behind Excel ER. Currently, the applicant, operates Excel ER. It's a standalone medical emergency room at this location. The existing building is 8,000 square feet, and the building is part of a plan development, which was approved for restaurants, retail, and the ER. They are requesting to move in 2 trailers. As shown on the site plan, it will take up approximately 17 parking spaces. They will be located outside of the fire lanes. And then as staff, we did parking count and the strip center, where Site 1 is located, and Site 2 for the ER, they exceed the parking requirements for both of those uses. Staff finds that the proposed zoning change is consistent with the future land use map and surrounding uses. Staff does recommend approval of this request. I would be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Is there any kind of ordinance in the situation where, can they have trailers on there as far as, is it classified the same as like a mobile home or anything? Is it?
It's modular, and nobody's going to be living there. It's for the use of a CAT scan and an MRI, but it is a modular building or a modular structure.
Any other questions? All right. We will now invite the general public. Is there anyone that would like to speak in support of this project? Seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in opposition of this agenda item?
My name is Melissa Tibbetts, and I live directly across from the ER. So I'm not against it. So I want to say that I'm not for it, I'm not against it. And all those restaurants that went up have been nothing but a blessing to us because it gives me a place to ride my bike out of the traffic. No sidewalks in my area. It's been awesome. My concern is that there will be an increase of traffic on Skyline Drive unless they can come off the loop. So right now, the garbage trucks come roaring down our street and they go in through Skyline. Why can't they go through the loop? Y'all are gonna approve this, I'm going to assume. It's a good thing to have that ER expanded because it's limited in what it can do. We've toured the facility. It's a beautiful facility, but limited. So awesome that they're bringing in extra stuff. Not awesome that they're using Skyline to access things. And why would they avoid using Skyline Drive? I don't know. If there were, a speed bump. Yes, that's what I've been asking for like 3 years. Put a speed bump. It stops the people from speeding, obviously, but it's going to put people on the loop where they belong. They don't belong running up and down our street. There are still people living on the whole other side. There's renters, maybe only us own our property. I have no idea. But a lot of people still live on that street. So for them to go ripping up and down that street, it's not safe. Just to get to the parking lot across the street when I ride my bike, I can't even go out my driveway because that's how fast the traffic comes. I have to walk up my driveway, make sure there's no traffic, get on my bike and wander over there to the parking lot where it's safe. So it's a huge issue with us, a huge issue. We're taxpayers, we have been for 20 years, been living on Skyline Drive, so 19 and a half years. We love it there, but it needs to be safe. And we don't need people speeding up and down that street. Right now, they use the street, they go to Canes, they come around to Skyline Drive. Don't ask me why. They eat all their stuff like speed eating. I don't know what they do, gobble, 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 and throw their garbage in our yard and all up and down the street. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna be a good citizen. And I'll try not to be more than 5 minutes, but I do talk a lot, I'm sorry. So they throw it on the opposite side too, and I thought, okay, I'll be a good citizen. I'm gonna go over there and pick up all this stuff. But the drains were all taken out and filled with grass. But when it rains, the water's still there. So the first day I sunk up to my ankles. So obviously I'm not doing that anymore. I had to it sucked my shoes off in the mud. It was terrible. And you can't see it because they laid sod on top of where there used to be a ditch. So there's like a slight impression. That wasn't wise. They made these beautiful drains. I wish they'd done one on our side. Beautiful drains. but they don't drain because the drains are higher than the water. Then it's just like, it just sits there and sits there and sits there. Not super for mosquitoes either. I just keep saying, no mosquitoes, you know. I want to go out there and spray. So that's two of the things. Y'all have something that I typed out. And because I have such terrible handwriting, I thought I'd type it so you can actually read it. So I'm requesting a speed bump. So the ideal would be a speed bump on Skyline Drive. Secondarily ideal, maybe, would be a speed bump where the access is from Skyline into the parking lot. At least that would discourage people. So I don't know if y'all realize this, but people enter from Skyline Drive elsewhere, like from Airline, shall we say. They enter that way, and from Judson, and they go into the parking lot to access the loop. Now, come on, that's what roads are for. And how do I know? Because I'm dodging those cars in the morning, when they're on their way to work, I guess. But it should be, there should be something that would discourage them from wanting to use Skyline as a little speedway. And I know that somebody here in this office told me a couple of years ago that this person also used to use Skyline as a little speedway. So, I mean, I guess it's common, I guess, but why are they doing that? People should only be coming on Skyline if they live there, in reality, not to find little shortcuts. And I appreciate you listening. I really hope that you really heard me, because this is absolutely important to anybody who lives on that street.
Thank you, Mrs. Tibbetts.
Thank you.
Were there any questions of Mrs. Tibbetts? Okay, thank you. Any other one would like to speak? I have a card for Dennis. Dennis Despain. Yes, sir.
My name is Dennis Despain. I'm with Diagnostic Clinic of Longview,
Yes.
707 Hollybrook Drive, here in Longview, Texas. And what we're proposing is to put MRI and a CT scanner into these systems out behind XLER. It won't be part of XLER. It'll be in the parking lot, but it's part of Diagnostic Clinic, just so there was a little clarification on that. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for anyone? All right, thank you. Any further discussion or questions? If not, the chair will entertain a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. With any stipulations?
I have a question for Angela. What part of the city puts speed bumps? That's not what we do here.
No, that's, the Public Works Department would have to go out there and take a look at it. I can call our city engineer and have him take a look at it and maybe give Ms. Tibbetts a call,
I think that
along
would
with the
be-
drainage issue.
I think that would be
I
good.
think the police department could probably handle this, because if they're going through that property to the loop, that's illegal.
Yeah, that is correct. And the police have been out there before. Ms. Tibbetts and I talked earlier, and I think they've been out there before, but I can ask them to see if they can go out there again. Yes, sir.
So I think my stipulation is that we just send the referral to the
City Engineering Department.
city engineering department. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Staff update.
Thank you. All items that went to City Council were approved, and that including 2 annexations that were approved by City Council.
All right. Thank you, Angela. Are there any citizen comments? If so, this is your opportunity. Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.